Hey, Jelly Toast here, back with more Danganronpa. Trial time. I'm gonna try to finish this trial in one sitting. So let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
If you can figure out who done it,
their voices
then
are cool.
only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not
It
have
was
an
Hiro.
alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry
I'm
to
so
say,
glad
Hiro,
everything is voiced.
but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit
He's not
and
smart
wearing it
enough for
while
this.
committing crime after crime.
But is that why he had
How many times do I have to tell
other
you?
guy as accomplice?
I don't know! I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer, or before anything else, we have to make that clear. Sorry if my Tamagotchis beep a lot again. Trying to kill off one of them so I can try to get another character. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm playing on easy mode. Haha.
Everything
I don't
we
remember how
found
to
in your
shoot.
room.
Option. Controls. Aim, silencer, fast forward, open handbook, fire, truth. Okay. Triangle to fire. Select truth bullet. Concentrate to slow it down. Okay.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Wait, that was it? Just the first two? I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. And my eyes are so itchy. Why? If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is...
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
It's not true! It's
Hiro, what?
No! Just hold on
Wow,
a second!
I don't know which message this is supposed to go to.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts,
No, that's wrong!
I don't know why Yasuhiro's message would go to blueprints, but...
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
Okay, I get it.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
But if they disguised it, what's the point of showing it... leaving it in his room?
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think I'm trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Whoa, he's agreeing with me.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit. The Illuminati! It's not Hiro. It has to be Hiro.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
So the suit is just a cover?
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
Man, Sakura's got a tiny waist. Dang.
We must
Jealous.
clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been Oh, here, the dolly. Oh, is that?
I got it!
There's still one more thing. The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been the blue tarp.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
Why didn't they
In
bother
other words,
removing
you
the
think they used the dolly to move
tarp
the
from
body,
underneath his
am I
body?
right?
Did they not have enough time?
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
There is blood on the wheels.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
But wait, what?
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Why don't you respond for
There is
once?
no shame in
dude.
being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
I rarely understand. I'm the one who's been solving all of these trials. You. I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean, but maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Still more new stuff? Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements, but from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the square button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the square button now has a function along with the X and the triangle button. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun. I don't know how I'm going to play the other games on not gentle mode.
You have it wrong! I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere.
Oh, so like
Do your worst.
no matter how much you
Away
lock
with
on, you'd have to reload in
You
tempo.
miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
I didn't read the statement.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Oh man, she's guilty. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
A dummy.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Yes, please do it.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? It doesn't bend at the waist. There's no handle.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Oh no! No, I was wrong! Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. It makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot.
I need to think about what there must be a contradiction in there somewhere. No,
As we
I
know,
pressed too early.
Taka was killed, and from there,
Yeah, then loaded it onto...
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
There it is. Ah, I did
No,
it
it's
wrong.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it was me.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend it away. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
it seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Because it's hard to control it.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
But then the suit would have still been there. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with the dude, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why'd you make something you can't take off myself?
Didn't make the stupid freaking thing.
This class in the back, keep you from getting off. It's pretty sturdy, I don't think you can get it off on your own.
We don't really have a choice, let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
How is his hair like that?
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
She did it. She did it. She's the mastermind, and Hifumi was her accomplice.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
It was staged.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How do you get her? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice, or that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
You're very chatty now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I feel like the people who can't contribute most to this trial are Toko and Hiro. Toko because she was knocked out, Hiro because he was
our
knocked out.
lives are on the line.
They're both knocked out.
If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? It's not Shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
This was wrong. That's a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Yeah! Huh? What was that? They came from downstairs. Must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. It's back. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2
You're trying
groups.
to make it sound so intense. Stop talking. No. We don't need your voice acting. We do, actually.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Wow, so he really went all out, like hitting himself on the head with the hammer.
And that's
he's
when
the
we heard the
accomplice.
body discovery
Ooh.
announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor. to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
But then who hit? Wait, who went with who? Where's the backlog? Backlog. No. Shoot. Cause it's like who split up with who? Wait a minute. No, Taka could have been hit way earlier, and he wouldn't have been paintball. No. Taka could have been hit earlier, and then the announcement didn't come on because 3 people hadn't discovered his body yet. Oh, okay. Because I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Oh, that Hifumi's body's disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in
Anyways,
the
we'll call soon.
equipment
Adios.
room.
Bye.
So we hurried back again.
Can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Yep. Convoluted.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Hanakua file number 3.
So, regarding
They were
Taka's
both hit
death,
in the head.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
No, we don't.
Taka came last.
No, we didn't.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi
Wait a minute.
was killed with
Wait, how do I
Justice Hammer
see
3,
what the
while
clues
Taka's
are?
death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Justice hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order? Okay,
So,
I wish there was a way I
regarding
can see
Taka's
what was
death,
in the...
I wonder if he died.
Oh, I can. I just press square. Okay. They were killed with a similar weapon. Okay.
Died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
Oh, okay. So it's not the numbering. So scary like that. Yeah. See, it's hard to tell, like,
So,
what
regarding
statement
Taka, I
the
wonder
bullet
if or
goes
perhaps
to.
it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
What? There was another statement?
So, regarding I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice.
It's true that Hifumi was, while Taka's death came from a swing.
See? So it's obvious.
There's no
Taka
other
came after.
statements. What?
So,
Wait a minute. Influence gauge, focus gauge, concentration. Fast forward, weak spots. Firing truth bullets, loading truth bullets. There's only one button. Quick select, truth bullets automatically order. If you target a weak spot, then hold down the Wait, if you target a weak spot, then hold down the triangle button. You can use that weak spot as a temporary truth bullet later in the argument. These flashbacks. Oh, okay, so that's what I have to do. I have to suck up one of the statements.
Regarding Taka's death,
I wonder if he
or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
Okay, there we go.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before he... There's something that relates to what time he must have died. His note. Hangman's Gambit. Ooh, I don't remember this. Oh, they already give me letters. What? It has to be I. Wrist. Oh, wristwatch. Oops.
Now I understand.
I might die in this trial. Oof.
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey, you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. Almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took
That
place.
freaking sucks. Taka, ugh.
That simple fact slipped past all of us.
Taka, you died in vain.
We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
But he was still alive.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Yeah, what was that? They came from downstairs, must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. It's back, come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If
But
that's
he
true,
came
where's
back
the tape?
upstairs.
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do
Hifumi
either of
moved
them
his
anyway.
own body and he moved Taka out also.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking
I was
about
like, we
how.
do have to find out the who though.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
You could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So that the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the
Hey, Rigo, how you
impossible
doing? Thanks for
possible?
joining. Hope you've been well, dude. I am finally back. I'm finally replaying, well, not replaying, but playing Danganronpa again.
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
No!
I don't know
Not
why these
another-
kids are so freaked out because
I don't think it has
Like,
anything to do
when
with
we-
the occult. I think what she's implying
when we
is
saw Hifumi again on the third floor, we heard another body announcement, and Hifumi came back alive.
we thought
Wait,
Hifumi
or
was
his,
dead.
his body came back
but
alive, and
perhaps
then the
in
body
reality,
announcement.
he was still alive.
He was
Yeah,
alive?
you know, we talked to him.
Are you saying
Before he really
Hifumi
died.
wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
It is. The idea that Hifumi was still alive isn't really possible. Yes. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is
What does a
impossible.
broken wristwatch have to do with?
Hifumi was dead, without a
dead.
doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh no! I'm gonna lose this trial. Ah!
Shoot!
Oh no! Oh boy! I need to
Are
save.
you saying that when we first...
I can't save. Oh no! Wait, what does broken wristwatch have to do with? Oh no! I'm gonna
found
die
Hifumi in
because
the
I don't
nurse's
know
office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
which. That was Hifumi.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Broken wristwatch.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery
Unless I
announcement
suck up another
along
clue
with
again.
the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, yeah, body discovered was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's body were discovered at almost the exact same time. Okay, I do
Are
have
you
to suck up
saying
that
when we first
other.
found Hifumi in the
clue.
nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Oh, do I
Hifumi
have to
was
suck
dead,
up? He's
without
alive.
a doubt.
And you know that how? Surely you heard the body to
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the
Hifumi's dead
announcement...
Are
body.
we really?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's
Discovery.
Which one do I suck up?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Oh, wait.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Along with the rest of us, Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
Oh no, wait!
Maybe the
It's
announcement
someone
is
else's
intended
discovery.
to signal someone else's discovery.
Someone else's discovery, and then Hifumi's dead body had been found. That's how it is. Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he...
No. It is Hifumi was dead.
And you know that. Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Along with the rest of us, Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I got it. Oh, even on easy mode, this is a little tricky for me because sometimes their logic
Was
doesn't
the body
quite
discovery
make
announcement
sense.
that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body
Like
that
I
we heard the announcement.
No, that's wrong. No, I'm right.
So there's a good
I
chance
got
we
it
made a
right.
mistake
I
in there
understand the logic, and I think I know how this murder played out. But I just don't understand the game's logic of how you arrive to that conclusion.
I
Kind
think
of like
we
Ace
confused
Attorney. I'm just
whether
like,
the
yeah,
announcement was
obviously
for
it happened this
Hifumi
way.
or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
A second one was made later,
Maybe
after we
Monokuma
found out that
simply got
Hifumi was
lazy and rolled
alive.
them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
But it was made twice.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement, the first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room, and the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it!
Oh no! No, it's when
We heard it
Hiro
the
came,
second
Hifumi
time
came
in
back
the
to life.
repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Oh, okay, no, I was right. Ding dong, ding dong. Body has been discovered. Certain amount of time, which you may use however like press start again.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually
Alive!
discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Yes, sure, Choco.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think
Because
there's
there was a
anything that
bloody
can prove
glasses
he was
cloth.
Still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery
First game
of
is
his
rougher
body.
because everyone is forced to be dumb so you can contradict them. In the second game, you can agree with them, making them look smarter. More mechanics in the other game. Oh my gosh, like these things are already making me so confused. I don't think I can handle more mechanics. Oh my gosh.
Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
It's actually not, Celeste. There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show everyone. Hifumi's glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, His body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved,
It's gonna come up.
other than the change in how it was positioned,
That was
there was no notable difference.
Boom! You liar!
No, that's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact
Also,
alone
Makoto's
proves
very
that he
good
was
at
only
noticing
playing
details.
dead
I
in the
did
beginning.
not notice it.
Perhaps you'd like to
The
fill
fact
the
that
rest
Dolly
of us
was in the equipment room and that his glasses were clean.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was...
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
How do you remember that? Digital camera? That...
And whose digital camera was it?
That's what it looks like.
Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
How do you guys
highly
remember
doubt
this?
anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Tissues, you're gonna scratch the lenses.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
There was no one else in the room.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
Yeah, who actually hit him? Because when Celeste said that she saw... No! I keep contradicting myself. So Taka was already dead. So someone had to hit him. Not necessarily Celeste, but...
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs
Oh
of
yeah,
blood
there
for
were blood
emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at
Also,
that
how
point,
come
the
Monokuma's file
disappearance
doesn't
of
tell us
Taka's
which
body is
point of their
easily
head
explained.
was hit? It's just like they were hit in the head. Like if it was like the front or the side or the back or the top.
It should
feel like
be
that would help
perfectly
also.
obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
What who Taka's body was? Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already
Wait,
inside.
but if... Okay, so I know that Monokuma said only the mastermind gets to get out and accomplices can't. But if Hifumi actually was the one to hit Taka and kill him, wouldn't he be considered the murderer? So then whoever's accomplice he was, like, it doesn't matter because they didn't actually commit the murder?
And it could only have been Hifumi who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Yes.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
I was like, what are you talking about? The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be the note?
I got it!
Yay,
You're
I'm getting
talking
hearts
about
back.
the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Pervert.
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's be in an equipment room at 6 a.m.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants! Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
What? Drawing out TikTok?
Just to be clear.
Oh, okay. Big
TikTok
names.
is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
How does Otaka do that? Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. Can't let her get to me. How come sometimes she's referred to as Jack and sometimes Jill? Make it consistent. Oh! 3!
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
It does. What? Did I not aim that perfectly?
Then the person it was, it must have been Huffy! But remember, what time did it... 6 a.m. The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
It was the
No,
same exact
it's
spot.
wrong.
Okay, whatever.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this
Yo,
note
I'm
was
zipping through
definitely
this
meant
trial.
for
I
Taka.
love it.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
It helps that I played the
Then
game 2
someone
days
used
ago,
that
so
note to
everything's
trick
still fresh in my
Taka.
mind.
Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Hiding the evidence!
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. Kiyotaka's scrap of paper.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap.
Also, it's crazy
And
that they
Hifumi's
automatically
note.
believe, hey, I found this scrap on Taka, and they're just like, yep, okay. It's like, any other witnesses to confirm that it is true?
Yup.
And he's not
They're from
lying?
the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Or at least,
Whoa.
well, yeah, accomplice or mastermind.
Yeah. After seeing all
But
this,
Celeste is so
Hifumi was super
shady.
involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
No, he's not.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly
Wait,
and
but when did
completely
we...
dead.
When did we talk to him?
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Oh, wait. What? No, because we talked to him a second time. Hey! Oh, no,
So
wait.
then,
Sorry, I thought my Tamagotchi died. It's
killed
just sick.
Hifumi?
Okay, I'm waiting for it to die.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies
Oh, and
in
that's
the
why the door
repository.
did open, because when when Hifumi moved Taka's body into the repository, Hifumi would lock it, and then he'd only open it for the mastermind, and then the mastermind would finally kill him, and then be like, oh no, the bodies! Wait, but Aoi and Sakura were in the art room while it was locked, and I don't think they left the room.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time,
So
none of
how
us
would
have alibis.
the mastermind get past them to go to the
Wait.
repository?
But me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Walrus.
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
The wet mallet.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was
I have
killed in
that
the
as a
repository...
Bullet. Spotless hammer! Okay, yes.
The culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi...
He wasn't truly dead, he came back to life to say he remembered. But then the announcement wouldn't play until he's actually dead, right?
then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
That's what she said.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the
I don't know if
question
it's
is,
because I'm playing
how
on
could the
gentle mode,
culprit have
but like
gotten their
it's
hands on either
kinda
of the
easy to
hammers?
figure out like who the culprits are.
Personally,
And-
I haven't a clue.
Yeah,
So which
I'm picking
hammer
up the
was used to
logic
attack
of who
Celeste?
did it.
Number
Pretty
1
easy.
or number 2?
I don't know if it's gonna get crazy hard from now on, though.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. So I'm gonna have to find the truth. I have the clue, guys. Spotless hammer.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice
What?
Hammer 3?
Maybe I have some idea, but I don't understand at all.
Shoot.
I need to think about it one more time. What do you mean?
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well,
Maybe a
whatever it
spotless
was,
hammer.
There's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Wow.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No!
No, that's
Got it.
wrong.
I don't think the harder mode is much worse than. I think it's shorter timer and more evidence
The
when you
murder
contradict.
weapon
Ooh,
wasn't
okay.
a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were
why are you
covered in
shaking so
flecks
much,
of
sir?
grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and
Some the
even some
size of your
flat
head.
mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who
But
betrayed
Hifumi
him.
got the first kill with the hammer, so wouldn't he be
Hold on a
considered the...
moment. I still think it's
Actual
strange
mastermind?
to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
That's why they were aiming to have us blame someone else so that we would be, we would all be offed. The mastermind would walk off scot-free, and maybe whoever the mastermind was like, hey, Hifumi, I'm sure since you were accomplice, you'll get off scot-free too. And that's how they tricked him into working together. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Spotless hammer.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Oh, I think I have to suck up 2 murders and then do impossible.
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really applies if there's one. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true.
Yeah,
No,
I'm getting it. I've learned the ball thing.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering.
Oh, so if they each killed one person, then each of them would become a blackened.
Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer
Oh, okay.
told Hifumi.
So
They would
Hifumi,
each have an
being
accomplice for their
told
crime.
this, he'd be like, okay, I'll do the first murder. So he murders Taka, and then the mastermind is like, just in case, like, I'm going to off you in case you decide you accidentally let slip that I am the mastermind, and just to be safe that the mastermind would actually get out even if Hifumi does the first murder. It's clicking.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very
I died on the
beginning.
first day. Same. Also, how you doing, Tuna? Thanks for joining. You really think someone would trick Hifumi? Yes, totally.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
Cause they greedy.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the 2 murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Yeah, something's up with her. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
Trust!
Problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. You have been shady since the beginning.
It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now. am
Yes,
I?
you are.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Not a
A
joke.
joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yes.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brain
Oh.
that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Whoa, her accent changed.
Pardonnez-moi.
You're so guilty.
Just to be clear, there
It
is
was Sakura.
evidence to
No!
support it.
I don't think Sakura's capable of killing anyone. Also, she's my second best girl. She's not allowed to die.
Is that so?
How about you? I remember watching the anime for this, but playing the game is the only way to do it justice. There's an anime? And yeah, I feel like games are more like fun because you actually get to interact with it.
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the
But yeah,
two
I
of
would
you.
hate to participate in this school game.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi had Celeste handed calming? The paper hidden in Hifumi has encountering a suspicious
got it!
individual. None of
The
us saw
behavior
him.
they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
I'm the one who did all the logicking for this. You shut up, Byakuya.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual.
And I got an urge to play 13 Sentinels again. I was just like lying in bed, trying to go to sleep, and I'm like, oh man, 13
And
Sentinels.
not too long after
Really
that, do you remember what Celeste said?
But I still have to platinum Final Fantasy 16, so I should do that on my off time. I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab
Celeste's
up on
face
the
next to
third
him.
floor.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
He saw a shadow.
What was wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. Walking the stairs, we headed further down to the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics
I've been
lab,
really tempted to get 13 Sentinels. Would you recommend it? Yes. Any Vanillaware game, get it. Some of them are shorter than others, but so worth it.
it was time for her partner
I love the
to
art
get to
style.
work.
I love that they play around with different battle systems, like Vanillaware. So good. Yeah, huh? What was that? Came from downstairs, it must have been. Hifumi is in the nurse's office. Back, come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Does that include Unicorn Overlord? Yes! Yes! Unicorn Overlord was so good. Oh man. Man, now that you mentioned it, I want to play Unicorn Overlord again too. I want to try marrying someone else at the end of the game. For the next playthrough. I was split into two groups. I'll lead the hunting party and it seems much more interesting. Well, Makoto Hino, you come with me to Nurse Fathers. I will leave to capture the suspicion of all to Tokobyaku Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
Certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together
Keep your
and the picture
recommendations in
gets
mind. The
very
pink is so
ugly
vicious.
indeed.
Pink blood is somehow scarier than I imagine it being red. The pink makes it feel like... I feel like because it's pink, they're like, we could go crazy with it because it's not actual blood. So they can make it as gnarly as they want. Which is a little, like upsetting. But yeah, the
Wouldn't you
pink is
agree,
very bright.
Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Dropping your accent.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Who's really be enjoying this? Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're all going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too.
Yeah, what's weird
but
about it?
I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Is it bad? I just imagined everyone eating radioactive food in this universe to make their blood neon pink. Celeste is dramatic as heck. Shut up, Celeste, you killed him! Yeah, she killed him.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yaku said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? That she knew that he was already dead.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like
Those guys! Oh, no! Frack. Ah, gosh darn it. That's not the contradiction.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like those guys died.
Do I
And
have
that
to
is
suck
all
up
I said.
guys, those guys?
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's
I do have
comment?
to suck up those guys. Wait, no, I have to suck up So Strange. Ah! Dang it.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to. We are going to die. And that is.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's what was so strange
So strange,
about
so
Celeste's
strange.
comment?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. Stand. They must be positive.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like...
Haha!
No, that's wrong.
Chipmunk Celeste goes
That's
crazy.
right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Drop your accent.
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain
Can
this
we
picture of the
get
costume
the
villain
camera to
dragging
see the
Hifumi
timestamp
away?
of when this picture was taken?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
No, Hiro was still in the suit, but they set it
Have
up.
you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
It was staged.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
So quick. How are you back here? I thought I blocked you. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I don't want to reply. Reports. It's spam. Bot. Trying to get me more viewers on stream. Submit. Block this user. Close. It happens. There's so many bots on Twitch. I thought they got rid of the issue. Apparently not. Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. They have been drinking. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging
Because
Hifumi
they had
away.
to move Hiro's body from the rec room.
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing
No way.
is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
She's getting vicious. The less things she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? What time was the photo taken? Because she said she just woke up after 7, but Hiro was called out at
You dressed
1.
me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
No,
The costume, girly. Nobody can bend over.
no. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Who can't bend at the waist? Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
Pretty
That's
obvious
right.
oversight.
They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Why?
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
There she goes.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
There she goes. Drop the accent.
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember the name. Yasu. Hiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Your accent's all over the place now, girl.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you
I
mean
like her
by
voice
that?
better without the accent.
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He did not say for serious. I don't think he gave anyone's nick. Did he call us by last names?
I got it! That's right! Our last names!
Ah,
He
okay.
called us all by our last names!
I don't remember.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Unless Celeste's name is
Well,
false.
no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Yes.
Well, do I?
Right now, yes.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. What more can we do? That's why they mentioned the e-handbook. It would have her name.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
Whoa, it's upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to
We do
No,
have
it's
a way.
That's it! The handbook!
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check our handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all
And
your
just
crimes.
please admit to murder so we can kill you.
And that'll bring everything
Put us
to
out
an
of our
end.
misery. Oh, I forgot. Ew, my gosh, this drawing. Okay. Oh, I love this poster. She reminds me of Candy Candy. Okay, I don't know. Justice Hammer. This. In this case, how did the killer recruit their accomplice? Was it seduction? It was. Sexy girl! No, I don't know. Okay, what time did the killers call their victim to? Did she lure him with potato chips? Wait a minute. No, potato chips are there. Never mind. Who was it that the killers summoned first? That poster looks like Junko. It's Junko. I forgot what this looks like. This is crazy. I'm not late. It's daylight savings messing with me. Yeah, I'm getting so wrecked by daylight savings. Also, hey, Golden, how you doing? Thanks for joining. I knocked him out, then stuff him in the robot justice is default. They use a certain item to do it. That looks like the glass ball from, whatchamacallit? The first murder. They use a certain item to do it. What? I'm gonna skip that one. Act 3. 6 o'clock. Justice hammered out. We used to kill Taka. What number was it? Number 3. Because Hifumius was number 4. Who had number 2? Library Hifumi used something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. Library? I don't know. Which Justice Hammer was used in the nurse's office for? They're both dead. Hifumi used something to move Taka's body. Ha 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 ha. The weapon the killer used to murder Hifumi, what was it? Regular hammer. Wait! I have to use all these, but I don't know what this thing is. What are you? Wait, help options. Okay, that. Gotta go study for my exam tomorrow, but have you a nice day. Good luck on your exam! Thanks for joining! No joke, my phone, computer, and PlayStation clocks change automatically, but the clock on my wall doesn't, so I get thrown off sometimes when I forget to change it. I get it. How's your day been? My day's been good. Wasn't too busy at work. I managed to exercise. Did 2 miles on the elliptical and did some weights for arms, and I'm sure my arms are gonna be dead tomorrow, but it'll be good. I've asked this to a couple of friends and want to know your answer. Would you rather wear pants that are too big, too small, or no pants at all? Only wear skirts and dresses. Pants that are too big, because you could always wear a belt, or you can clip it in the back. Better to have more material than less. Training to be a pro boxer? No. I did one of those like boxing, little ball punching game thing. And my elbow hurt for days after that. What did recruit their accomplice? Was it seduction? Was it really the poster of the dead girl? I mean, of swimsuit girl? But why? They called Hiro over. Knocked him out, stuffed him in a row, falsified it. They used a certain item to do it. Oh, hammer 2? No. But this isn't involved in this case. Heavy bag? Like one of those like bags that you see in like carnivals or arcades where like you punch it really hard and then you see how hard your punch was. I don't know what it's called. Library, he can use something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. It's him dragging. In the library? I don't remember. Wait, oh, this is only page, okay. I'm gonna guess this.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
I didn't lay out my reason that I need to rearrange the... What do you mean? There's nothing else! What could they... Or is it just that?
Here's exactly what happened! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the...
Oh! But he's already... Okay, whatever.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
What? I'm going to fail. They used a certain item to do it. They stuffed him in the suit? Oh, she's setting up to take a picture.
Here's exactly what
I
happened.
don't like this.
They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a
Amazing that they
digital
made the
camera to
helmet
take
big enough
pictures of the
to
assault.
hold Hiro's hair.
They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
The rec room on the 2nd floor.
And
You
then
moved
finally,
floors?
at
That's
6
crazy.
a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
No! I'm gonna die! Ah! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Number 4. Oh! It was right here. In the... Guys, why do I have to reenact it? Oh. So... This is definitely wrong. That's him pushing it. That's the last one. What did he do in the live? The library, he faked the existence of it. Oh, that's... Okay.
Here's exactly what happened.
Please, please. We get this right.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the
Poor
order of the
Taka.
crimes.
He lost his bro, and they killed him.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the
Oh,
victims
it is Justice
to
Hammer 2 in
solidify
the library
Robo
because that's where they
Justice
found
as the suspect.
Hifumi.
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
Justice Hammer 4 as opposed to Justice Hammer 1, 2, 3.
There, the killers
It
wanted us to
makes
see
a
Justice
difference,
Hammer
I
1
guess.
and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
How did he get
He
blood
took a
on
blood
himself in
packet
the
from
first
refrigerator
attack?
and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
You're a
He
boy,
wrapped
Celeste,
Taka's
leave her
body in
alone.
a tarp.
No,
and
she's mean
used
to
the
me
dolly
first.
to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan
Yay, I
all
survived.
along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. Kiss! Very flowery frame.
Celeste!
Wow.
Sorry, you lose.
They really made this look like a shoujo manga frame.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Okay, but the thing is, why I didn't suspect it was Celeste at first was because the motive for this murder was money. And I'm like, Celeste is a gambler. She can win all the money, so she wouldn't need it.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Can't believe she bonked Taka and Hifumi. Well, Hifumi bonked Taka. He
Listen
just
to you,
bonked Hifumi.
trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
That's her real name.
Taiko?
Taiko? She said Taiko.
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person Once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
I did it! B-A-A. Oh, I got A's! Nice! 85! I can get
Okay,
4
Monokuma.
prizes from the capsule machine.
I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It's over.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
E. What happens if we all vote for the wrong person? Well, it doesn't give us a chance to vote. But what if I'm like, haha, it was Byakuya?
What?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg! Or more precisely, Taeko Yasuhiro!
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations. He wasn't actually inept, it's just you were acting so out of character.
I knew it.
They really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then did you use, you know... I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but she took alter ego. It was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
You used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with
It
this?
was Taka. He stole it. Oh.
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then, it's hard for me to even say, he abused me.
What?
Yo, that's crazy. Say. And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. The only one who has a camera is you. What? So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he got a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to effing kill him.
most
Wait,
unfortunate.
please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean.
Taka is going to try to kill you. Wee.
Indeed.
So she did lie. Yeah, she did. And also, he can keep her to himself.
That bastard! Unforgivable! Completely unforgivable!
Bastard!
Honestly.
Can't we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I? Gee.
I swear I will save her!
Actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It is just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing.
Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that the item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd made something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid.
Huh?
That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well, but when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with
It's
this?
simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on.
And he really believed that?
Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along.
But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
Yeah, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things so far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began here began, my only thought has been escape.
But...
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously that was a lie. Yeah.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You
I wanted to
little
get out.
bitch.
Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? After she said she didn't need to lie, she lied. That was a lie. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler/bodyguards. Whoa, they're all vampires. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Wow. I wonder if there's an alternate universe where Celeste didn't kill Hifumi and just trick him to kill Taka for fun. Because then would she still be considered a mastermind if Hifumi did the killing? Because then she would get away with it. Everything I say is a lie, except that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing
unfortunately,
to be
my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey.
She got beheaded. You just get executed again. No, she wouldn't. He would be the Blackened. We would just have a cycle living with us. I mean, we already have Genocide Jill also. So he would be the Blackened, and then if we found him out, he would die, and then maybe she would just keep up the lie until she was the last person standing. If she got away with it. When she did, it looked to me like the poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The Blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
The most hated woman in all of French history who got violently beheaded in front of the entire
I
country
guess
for
I'll let
celebrating her
Kyoko
death.
hold on to this.
What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another
Like, why
life.
would she want to live as Marie Antoinette? Because she did die with everyone hating her. Like, pick another... Like, why not Queen Victoria? She lived a super long life. With all the opulence. Burn the witch! Oh, it's a bunny! The burning of the Versailles witch. This is it, she's just gonna burn. Mondo died by turning into butter. Leon died by being pelted with baseballs. Okay, yeah, so she's the third. Okay. I don't know, this just seems so like unoriginal after the two guys. Wait, it's not real fire? No, it was real fire. Oh! She didn't get burned. She got hit with a truck. Okay, okay. Pfft. Ha ha ha. But again, compared to the two other guys, pretty quick and painless. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. You did? And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Ooh. Why not Mother Teresa or Harriet Tubman? Because she wants to live in opulence. Because Marie lived a luxurious life with no worries. What good is life if you're going to be stressed the entire time? I mean, I don't think Queen Victoria was that stressed. Even if she was a queen. Instead of dying in a unique way, she felt the despair of knowing she would die an average death. Okay. Death by vehicle is common in Europe. Oh, what appropriate. Someone who wanted to be so extra, she got a death that was so normal. To be like, you're nothing and you're not that special. Oh man. Sucks for her.
What? Oh man, oh jeez. Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Are we really in despair? We found the killer. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave to you?
so...
Most likely. It's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just gonna draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
And it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh? So, Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
I tried to forget what Hida said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah,
So then...
we need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me. What are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
You...
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No, I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see? No, please end it. I'm tired. What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. No! Do I finish this chapter, or do I save this for next time? The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was the way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? I'm sleepy! Way in the back. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? She said it was way back in the storage closet, but I mean seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. Gashunk. At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. The cliffhanger is right around the corner. Whoa! I'd fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door and I made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And in the way back of that closet, there's a secret room. Did I really need a flashback for that? So this is the secret room. But what's in here? Okay. Rigo, how much more do I have left of this? Wait, what if I examine stuff? Do I get coins? I think I do. Give me coins! I need more gifts. I need to woo Sakura now. There's a bunch of files and what looks like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing here that's not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? I... A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long had that been. All the files are gone! Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. It's just a normal desk with normal drawers. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? Oh! My Tamagotchi, sorry. But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread to across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room. Get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. My knees weak, arms were heavy. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. Ugh. The farther I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound. It's coming from the gym? How do you drag yourself to the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Crack. What's going on? Can't be nothing. Here, in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Pacha, bakyu, aga, hiya, paching, aka, da da da, sha 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 sha. Oh, but! I mean, I forgot what when the cliffhanger is. Fine, I'll keep going. Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this?
Wait, didn't he say if anyone goes against him, they're gonna blow up?
How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
Deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is... There's so much excitement going on, so how can we stop watching? Because I'm sleepy! 11 people left. So assuming there's only going to be one murder from now, so then a murder and a blackened. Murder and a blackened. So there's 3 more episodes? Save the data, yes. Ah! Well, this is a lovely image to end on, but I finished chapter 3. So yeah, I feel like now there's gonna be more story involved with the murders. So yeah, let's maybe next stream I'll do chapter 4 setting up the story, chapter 4, and then chapter 4 investigation, and then chapter 4 trial. So 3 streams for chapter 4, hopefully. Ending on a high note, yeah. This lovely image of Sayaka. Her name is on the screen, and I was like, what's her name? Sayaka. There's so many people, it's hard to keep track of their names. But yeah, I wonder if the next case is gonna be as easy to solve as this. But I'm halfway through, I feel like. And now I'm sleepy. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Stay toasty. Have a good night. Bye! Oh, mind if we raid my buddy Chelsea Honk? Let me see if I'm able to raid... how do I look up? How do I look up? Search and filter. The Honk. Cool! Start raid. Let's go! I don't know, power-ups? I don't know if we went to raid or not. Right now.
I felt a little left behind.
Cool. Oops.
I was afraid of losing Rydell and...
Anyways, I'm ending my stream. Bye!